Hey guys, so I just wanted to make a video and talk to you guys a little bit about college. So I went to college for about 7 to 8 years. I did about 5 years at a community college and about 2.5 years at a four-year university. I went to the school right here in Whittier called Rio Hondo College, and then I went to Cal Poly Pomona right after I graduated. I got an associate's degree in business administration and I got a bachelor's degree in finance. So if you guys want some advice, here you go. Should you go to college? I'm sure a lot of you guys are asking this question, and I'm sure you guys want an answer. So here's my recommendation. So in today's world, there's a lot of ways to make income, and I think a lot of people get into this hole that they need to go to college. And I'm here to tell you, some of you should, and some of you shouldn't. So I went to college because I thought I would make a lot of money studying business, and my whole outlook was that in order to make money, you have to go to college. And now that really isn't the case. You know, you can go to college and you can graduate and not get a job. You could go to college and get a degree that's worth nothing. So here's some advice. If you're gonna get into the medical field, you will want to go to college. If you're gonna get into the business field, you don't necessarily need to go to college to go into the business field. Obviously, it's good to take a couple classes, but you don't necessarily need a bachelor's degree to get into the business field. If you actually want to take some schooling, you could get an associate's degree and then just start working your way up. That's what I would recommend. But I wouldn't necessarily recommend getting a bachelor's degree. A lot of times when you go to some of these jobs, they ask for uh, experience, and a lot of people don't have it. A lot of people spend their time going to college. So another recommendation would be, if you're gonna do something, work while you're doing it. It is going to be harder, but you want to get some experience if you're going to go into some of these business fields and go to college at the same time. Because if you don't work when you graduate and you try to get a job, a lot of these jobs will not give it to you. So that's some advice when it comes to business. If you're going to get into the music field, I would actually recommend not getting a degree in the music industry unless you're planning to become some type of teacher. Um, I have plenty of friends that are into music, and they basically just, you know, they make their own bands and they start touring, and that's a lot better than just getting a music degree. I can't tell you how many people have gotten that degree and have done nothing with it. But again, it's up to you based off what you want to do. If another recommendation I would recommend is, a lot of you guys, if you like working with your hands, get into a trade. A lot of times you go to college and you work your ass off and you don't get nothing out of it, and it's a kind of a messed up feeling because you can do years in college and just put yourself into debt and really get nothing out of it. If you guys like working with your hands, say in the automotive industry or something like that, they do have apprenticeships that you can get into and basically learn the same thing you learn at school while you're getting paid. So I would recommend that. Welding, HVAC, plumbing, electrician, these are all great jobs. A lot of people look down on these types of jobs, but I think they're some of the best jobs. These guys make a lot of money, just as much money as someone that would go to a four-year college. So I highly recommend that. Um, what else? If you're looking into law enforcement, it wouldn't be a bad idea to join a police academy out of college. Or if you want to be a firefighter, I would recommend taking classes in a college, because if you do, it will show them that you're really serious about this, and they're more likely to pick you. Especially if you're going to be a firefighter, I would really recommend going to college and taking some of those classes. It wouldn't take you that long, 2 years at the most, to get what you need. Um, if you also plan on going into the firefighter area, I would recommend maybe try to become a EMT. Especially get your EMT license and then just start applying, or take your EMT license, start applying, and take some other firefighter classes. Show them that you want to get in. If you want to be a police officer, I would join the academy and then just start applying to police agencies. You're very likely to get in as long as you have a good history and you're well spoken, and you know you don't have a bad. You basically don't have a. Oh, damn it. Sorry, I'm gonna need to pick that. Sorry. So yeah, you basically want no bad background. Another thing, when you want to become a police officer, it kind of sucks, but if your parents have have a bad history, they have a record or something like that, that could affect your way of getting in. Just an FYI for all of you guys out there. Um, I've heard stories where guys, their parents were like drug dealers or something like that, and that didn't work out for them. So just be aware of those. Also, if you have parents that are gang members and you want to become a police officer, it's very likely that it's going to ruin your chances. Just FYI. But again, it's all case by case, so don't be afraid to try it. But this is just a little bit of advice I want to give you all, and take it as you may. Thanks.